Yan shout out my boy John. Hello. Shout out to you, my boy. Crafting, interact, camera, inventory diary. We're in a continuation of our gameplay in Black Mirror. Yan.
Eddie, it'll be all right. Pull yourself together.
I suggest nobody else goes down there. We should keep the room intact until the police can get here.
I shall alert them first thing in the morning. What an unfortunate accident.
An accident? You think so? Just after the madman's son turned up at our door.
And yet you were the one standing over her body with blood on your hands.
How dare you? I was too late. I was trying to help her. She...
There, my sweet boy. Let's get you to bed. Angus, would you?
Of course, ma'am.
I think we will all benefit from a good night's sleep.
I know you may have no reason to, but I need you to trust me. I'm the only one on your side when it comes to your father's death.
Lady Margaret certainly isn't. But if I told you what I saw in the chapel, you'd have me in a padded cell, just like my father. Why did you come here? To make sure my father was successfully in the ground?
With all due respect, Mr. Gordon, I will not allow you to speak to me or about my work in such a tone. I tried everything I could to aid your father. Your father was heavily drugged when he was brought to me, to prevent any further violent outburst, or so Lady Margaret had said. But something felt wrong, even then.
So, what was my father like when you locked him up?
I didn't just lock him up. I tried to help him. He was convinced he was carrying some ancient curse, that he was being haunted by evil. I wish I had reached him, had been able to reach him.
Maybe if I threw you a bone, you'd get off my back. Father was obsessed with the history of the family for as long as I can remember.
Did your father actually believe his family was out to get him?
Who knows? I think what scared him was beyond the physical. He used to babble about a dark force threatening him and our family.
Was that why he moved you to India? To get as far away as possible?
I believe so.
And yet, here you are, in the very place he sought to protect you from.
Who knows? Maybe there is an ancient evil in this place. An evil that drags us back no matter how far away we get. Even from the other side of the world.
And what do you think? Was your father right? Are there things beyond the physical?
I have other things to worry about right now. Things like a drowning woman floating in thin air. If you really want to help me, I need to find out what the maid knew. What Lady Margaret and Angus didn't want her to tell me.
You believe it got her killed?
Maybe. What I saw in the chapel, it has to be real. She must have drowned herself down at the loch. Because if it's all in my mind, like father, like son.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her?
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
I guess we'll have the key. Unless we can find another way in.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her?
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
What is it? I'll get you back.
Stop monkeying around. Come with me.
I'll come inside in a bit.
Don't go.
Can I just have a few
It's
more
not a request, Carol.
Don't worry. I'll be fine.
What's happening to me?
David? Is everything all right?
We should make haste.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her?
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
Nobody in this house is particularly chatty. Not even when I have an actual question for them.
Oh, stunning. How curious. Come and look at this. Look, they form a clear circle.
This can't be a fluke.
It looks like one of the stones is missing.
A heavy enough stone to weigh yourself down with.
Shout out, Roger and Trinidad. Hello, hello. Welcome to Dadi Obi TV.
Something's carved into each one.
Good afternoon din sa inyo, Roger and Trinidad.
Pieces of some kind of drawing. How odd. More pieces of the same drawing. Maybe I can make out what it shows if I had enough of them.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her?
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
Hey, shoutout, Sir Amir Max. Sige, tambay-tambay lang, sir.
Oh, locked. Just how old is the Gordon clan? For all I know, it could stretch back to Roman times or even further.
Washing machine, my boy John.
We need to examine the maid's body in the cellar.
To find out who killed her?
To be sure she was murdered before we start pointing fingers.
I have to thank you again for coming to my aid in there.
I'm glad I found you in time. Thankfully, Mr. Harrison had made an educated guess as to your whereabouts.
There are some strange markings carved into the stones on the shore.
Runes, aye. I'm old-fashioned, I suppose. Still hold to the old ways.
Superstitions don't gain validity just by being believed in for a long time.
I'd watch that. Your precious science doesn't have all the answers, lassie.
I'll speak to you later, Rory.
Aye, I'm sure you will, laddie.
Sir Mac, hindi pa eh. Ang naka-last check ko, ano eh. 4,000, 3,961. Ano pa? 40 hours pa, 40. Kape, DJ, malapit na. Konting kembot na lang ni Daddy. Thank you sa inyong lahat sa pag-support kay Dadi Obi TV. ...24 hours copy, di kaya ni Daddy yun. 3 pataas nga, ngawit na ako dito. Si Mega J lang ang malupit gumagawa ng 24 hours, 12 hours.
If you'd just like to wait out here, sir.
I need to speak with Eddie.
The young master and her ladyship are otherwise detained.
Might as well try moving a mountain out of the way. May I remind you, this is my house?
May I remind you that it is not yours yet?
Fair enough. There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies. Mr. McKinnon, Angus, may I have the key to the cellar?
You may not, sir. As Mr. Harrison said, it will remain locked until the police arrive.
Shoutout JBPH. Ito yung nilaro ko nung nakaraan. Black Mirror, tinutuloy ko lang. Kasi ginagrind ko pa yung LA Noir eh. Nasa pa lang ako eh. Umpisa pa lang uli ako eh. Medyo mahaba-haba pa.
Maybe once I found
Kaya ito muna nilaro ko pansamantala. Continue ko lang. Black Mirror.
Nobody in this house is particularly chatty. Not even when I have an actual question for them. There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies. Maybe once I found out what really happened to Father here, I can finally talk to my family and staff about some lighter topics. Nobody in this house is particularly chatty, not even when I have an actual question for them. There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies.
Copy, OJBPH, parang ganun, may storyline, tapos pipili ka ng mga isasagot mo. Kabro, 3,961. So, mga 39 hours na lang kailangan ni Daddy. Kawit, 3 oras pataas nga, ngawit na si Daddy. Kaya na, sabi ni Rogen, 24 hours ko na raw eh. Ano ako si Mega J. Wala, 3 oras pa. Pataas o pababa, wala. Hanggang doon lang ang kaya ni Daddy. Copy. Siguro na mga next week. Ano na yan? Pag may awang Diyos, monetize na tayo.
I think I might have an idea how to get into the cellar, but I'm not sure you'll like it.
If it involves this filthy dumbwaiter, don't even think about it.
True, that wouldn't be very ladylike.
You might want to consider what I do for a living before trying to taunt me this cheaply.
You said you'd help me, so help me.
On my terms.
I can't fit in there, and I see no other way into the cellar.
You're asking me to put a lot of trust in you, given the circumstances.
You can trust me, and I will do my very best to learn to trust you.
All right, then. Clothes can be washed. Lovely. Pull me back up! I need something to open the doors from the inside once I'm down there. I still need something to open the doors. I'm not crawling in there for the enjoyment of it.
Rory's not one for cleaning up after himself. This should do it. To find out who killed her. Angus will have the key. Unless we can find another way in.
Going down?
Good luck.
See you in a minute.
Dr. Farber. Is everything all right? Leah! Oh, if anything's happened to her.
You needn't worry about me. I've been to stranger places in this castle. Follow me.
What a horrific way to die.
Yeah, my boy. Buhay dyan.
They seem to be a house full of carnivores.
Her neck's been broken, and with some considerable force, it seems. Her necklace looks like gold, albeit a plain design, and it's missing any form of pendant.
Still, well beyond a maid's salary. It...
Oh, where's that sudden draft coming from? Mr. Gordon? Speak to me, please. David, can you hear me?
Your stag is here, my little doe.
Little doe? Not exactly the usual way to address the staff.
Ayun. I'm dead. Kinain ako. Meron pala mga espiritong nangangagat eh, no? Kapi na yan.
Her neck's been broken, and with some considerable...
Still, well beyond a maid's salary. It...
Oh, where's that sudden draft coming from?
Ba yun? Siguro dapat hindi ko lalapitan.
Her neck's been broken.
Still...
Oh, where's that sudden draft coming from?
Ba yun? Lagi tayong kinakain ng zombie, ng spirito. Parang nakakakita siya ng mga espiritu, kaso grabe naman yung espiritu na yun. Parang zombie, nangangagat.
What a horrific way to die.
They seem to be a house full of carnivores.
Her necklace...
Still, well beyond a maid's salary. It...
Where's that sudden draft coming from? Mr. Gordon? Speak to me, please. David, can you hear me?
Oh, yan na yan. Ano ba yan? Wala pa makakaligtas doon sa ano na yan. Hindi na nga ako kumilos. Kinagat pa rin ako. Okay na. Thank you kabro JPPH sa like and share. Okay, yan kinagat pa rin si Daddy.
Her next...
Tumakas kaya ako.
Where's that sudden draft coming from? Mr. Gordon? Speak to me, please. David, can you hear me?
Shout out Aldaba Studio Vlogs. Okay lang yun. No problem. Chill lang tayo. Yan mag-export daw. Another Resident Evil video from Aldaba Studio Vlogs.
Her neck's been broken, and with some considerable force.
Still.
Where's that sudden draft coming
Your
from?
stag is here, my little doe.
Little doe? Not exactly the usual way to address the staff. No clothes. He ripped a seam open.
We're all here, sir. All down in the dark. Something's coming. The attic, sir. She's in the attic.
What just happened? You look like you were in some kind of trance.
Perhaps the lack of sleep is affecting me. Or the visions that you'd think me insane if I described them to you.
You need to learn to trust me. I am on your side, remember?
So you say, but I remember you locked my father up too. A tiger can't change its stripes.
Trophy earned. Caught a ghost. Yeah. Shout out sa 4 million anakis natin na nandito. Nilapitan ko lang na nilapitan yung kaluluwa.
They seem to be a house. This.
Ugh, that's horrible.
You're not the one with your hand in it. French. I don't speak French.
I do. It says for Clara, forever yours. Who's Clara?
I don't know. Yet another relative, perhaps?
We should ask someone who's been around here for longer. How did you know it was there? The pendant, I mean.
If I told you, you wouldn't believe me. A hunch. Eddie gave this to her. We should ask him to his face just what his relationship was with her.
This isn't another ghost story, is it?
Look, you wouldn't understand. I can't...
What I do understand is that we cannot accuse a man of murder without proof.
Eh, shout out Robert Sapungan. Yun oh, katatapos lang oh. Thank you for like and sharing, bro. Malabasan ito. Babasan mo.
Mr. McKinnon, who is Clara?
The lady, Clara, young Eddie's late mother. A box with some of her belongings are kept in the library, as Master Eddie feels himself more a Gordon than a Mallory.
Maybe once I found out what really happened to Father here, I can finally talk to my family and staff about some lighter topics. There's no doubt about his loyalty, nor with whom it lies. If Eddie really gave her that pendant, he might be her killer, and I might not be losing my mind. Nobody in this house is particularly chatty, not even when I have an actual question.
Let's go to the library. Subukan natin. Tingnan natin kung makikita tayong evidence.
Let's see if my trusty key will get this open. Not like this.
Yan o, shoutout sa 5 million anakis ni Daddy oh. Thank you for hanging out with Dadi Obi TV. Yeah.
Clara seems to be the name of Eddie's mother.
It's hardly an uncommon name. We need more proof for a grave accusation like this.
Despair, by a man called Howard Phillips Lovecraft.
Ghastly shades of bygone gladness, clawing fiends of future sadness, mingle in a cloud of madness, ever on the soul to lie. Thus the living lone and sobbing, in the throes of anguish throbbing, with the loathsome furies robbing night and noon of peace and rest. But beyond the groans and grating of abhorrent life is waiting sweet oblivion, culminating all the years of fruitless quest.
The words of a troubled soul. The Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole. I started reading this, though never...
Shout out RGPH, yeah.
The gentle maid
wala kasing wala na kasing laptop si Daddy. Yung cellphone ginagamit kaya dito ganito ginawa ko, hindi ko mababasa kasi yung mga comments Nagretiro na yung ancient laptop ni Daddy.
The belongings of Eddie's mother. Recognize that?
The necklace. Is that...
A young Eddie and his mother Clara.
I regret to inform you that your husband, Corporal Victor Mallory, number 874511, was killed in action with the enemy on the day of the 14th of September in Ypres. Your husband was involved in an advance against enemy lines. While he and his fellow soldiers fell, the action was successful, and you can take comfort in knowing his sacrifice saved many lives. It was not possible to get his remains away, and he was buried in a soldier's grave. Please accept the condolences of all the company. Yours, Captain Arthur Jones, 4th Army.
Thank you for your last letter. My heart soars with every word of yours I read. I touch the ink and imagine your fingers are just inches from mine, that we can almost touch, that I can almost feel the warmth of your skin once more. Young Edward grows more like his father each day. You'd be amazed how he shares your looks. I long for the day that this terrible war is ended and you return home to us, so we can be a family once more. I shall write to you again soon. Know that until then you are always in our hearts. Your loving wife, Clara.
The date. She was writing this when the death notice arrived. Oh, the poor woman.
Wala yung babaeng kasama ni Daddy. Kayo na nandyan sa taas. Shoutout sa 6 million anakis natin. Ayun.
You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to speak to him about this. But how could you know this? I can't help you if you don't tell me.
Cousin Eddie might be a murderer. How I draw my conclusions can wait for now. I've read enough to know Edward was a dangerous... Eddie, I need to ask you about the maid. About Elsa.
You didn't know her!
I know that you and her were... That is to say, I know you had feelings for her.
What? That's poppycock! You're as deranged as your father was!
David, really? You go too far with this behavior.
The police will be here soon. Would you not prefer to clear this up before they get here, in case they link Eddie with a crime?
Now look here, young lady. How dare you speak?
That's enough. Eddie. You gave her this. It was your mother's.
I did. It was. Eddie! I was just trying to cheer her up. She has nothing, and I had no need of it. You know she sends... You know she sent most of her money home to her grandmother.
Her clothing was ripped, as if someone was trying to force themselves upon her.
I would never have hurt her.
My little doe. Strange thing to call the help.
How? It was just harmless fun, that's all.
You're a worthless liar. You think she thought being pressed against a dead animal was harmless fun?
How do you know? It's true. Elsa and I would never have laid a finger on her. We were in love. I helped her with everything. Even with her chores. Rose and...
That's quite enough. Eddie, you are obviously upset. And you are not helping, David. Angus, will you please take the young master upstairs?
As you say, Mom.
I think you have caused quite enough disruption here. We shall settle this heritage dilemma first thing tomorrow.
I don't think so. I have more questions now than ever. About my father, the maid, this whole damn house.
Have a care, David. Need I remind you of your father's temper?
I would never.
Given the current mental state of Master Eddie, who should be a part of the heritage considerations, any discussion on the topic would be futile at this point. Would you not agree?
Thank you, Leah. Maybe it's a good thing you're here after all.
Impudent brats!
What's going on?
Did you notice when Margaret got angry?
When Eddie mentioned... What was it? Chores involving a rose. What does that mean?
Something about the garden, perhaps? We could ask Rory. Or is it about the attic? Oh, I wonder. Whatever it is, it's something she doesn't want us to know.
The attic?
I saw the maid coming down the stairs with a tray. But there's nothing up there but an empty room.
Copy yan, RGPH. Mukhang marami ka ng toys na dinidisplay. You know, shout out, oh, anything bahay, oh. Shout out sa'yo, bro. Mga Tomica car toys the 58 kinuha ko sa kuya ko. Happy. Hindi dapat pag gano'n ka rin yan, maggawa ka rin ng vlog niyan. Yung papakita mo yung bagong setup ng kwarto mo. Yeah. Ayaw pa mabuksan ng attic. Copy. Ako nga, ganito rin eh. Simpleng setup lang eh. TV, PlayStation at lamesa kong tagpi-tagpi. Wait, copy. Tignan ko ah. Yun oh, dami ah. Dami toys ah. Dami toys.
Dami toys, Dad?
Yeah.
Daddy, let's buy it, Dad. Let's buy it.
Let's buy it. You have money?
I have no money.
You have no money.
He Daddy's got money.
Copy. Nice.
This way, Dad, this one. So there.
Ayos, bro Chuck. Kita ni Daddy. Dami toys ni Chuck.
You see? The necklace was his mother's. He gave it to the maid. The maid!
You're right. We need to speak to him about this. But how could you know this?
You...
You're right. But how could you know...
Cousin Eddie might be a murderer.
Shoutout sa 5 million anak si Daddy. Hello sa inyo. Copy, maganda nga yun. May LED lights para maganda.
I've never seen a rose like this before.
I have. The gardener, Rory. He brought some down from the glass house.
That's an unusual-looking rose. I noticed one lying by the side of the loch.
Aye, that's been me. A flower for the flower of Scahandoo, Cecilia.
My aunt? They're for her?
I grew 'em for her. She loved the roses, did Cecilia. No the red ones, though. Made her think of blood, ye ken.
Forgive me, but wouldn't it be more fitting to place them on her grave?
Why, she's no there, is she, laddie? That's not where she rests. And I don't much stand by your modern god.
Rory, what happened to her? What happened to Cecilia?
I'm not in the mood to open old wounds, laddie.
May I have some of the roses, Rory? I'd like to place them on Cecilia's grave.
What's she to you? You didn't ken her?
No, I didn't. But she's family. And besides, Father always spoke fondly of her. He would even smile as he talked about playing in the gardens with her as a child.
He did he? Aye, well, that's good to ken. I should have some left in the glass house.
I'll speak to you later, Rory.
Aye, I'm sure you will, laddie. Sorry, lassie, but you canna go in. It's for family only.
Just hold on a moment.
No, it's okay. I quite understand. You go ahead, and I'll wait here for you, if I must.
Aye, you must. I know, it doesn't look like I have green fingers.
Can you tell me about Cecilia? What was she like?
She was a lovely lassie, but she had more than her share of troubles.
Grandfather Edward?
You ken well enough, son.
You said she wasn't in her grave.
Aye, that I did.
Did she drown?
She did. Killed herself. Her body was never found. Now all I have of her is my memories. And they're not what they were. And this.
Are these?
Aye, Cecilia's roses.
They're beautiful.
I like to think so.
But they seem to be the only thing that grows here.
Looking to break some more locks, laddie.
That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
She made it, aye. For me. Girl must have cut her fingers.
Shoutout 5 million nanakis natin. Shoutout sa inyo guys.
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
Get away from her, you coward!
Get lost!
You monster!
Who is that old woman? It takes courage to confront Edward like that.
Ah, mali. Dead. Mali. Ah, tagbalik dyan. Balik ulit tayo kay Rory. Kopya na yan.
Maybe once I found out what really happened to Father here, I can finally talk to my family and staff about some lighter topics.
Oh. Hindi ko pala nakuha yung rose. Okay. So, back to the rose.
I've never seen a rose like this before.
Okay, let's go.
That's an unusual looking rose. I noticed one lying by the side of the loch.
Aye, that's been me. A flower for the flower of Scahandoo, Cecilia.
My aunt? They're for her?
I grew 'em for her. She loved the roses, did Cecilia. No the red ones, though. Why, she's no there, is she, laddie? That's not where she rests. And I don't much stand by your modern god.
Rory, what happened to her? What happened to Cecilia?
I'm not in the mood to open, old...
May I have some of the roses, Rory? I'll speak to you later, Rory.
Aye, I'm sure you will, laddie. Sorry, lassie, but you can't go in. It's for family only.
Just hold on a moment.
No, it's okay. I quite understand. You go
Shout
ahead.
out sa for
I'll wait
Anakis
here
na
for
rin.
you, if I must.
Thank you for hanging out with
you
Daddy
must.
Obi TV. Daddy love you.
I know, it doesn't look like...
Are these... They're beautiful.
I like...
Can you tell me about Cecilia? What was she like?
She was...
Did...
Tama ba? Tama ba?
Looking to break some more lock.
That's...
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
Get away from her, you coward!
Uy! Yung may examine kasi. Bakal. Daddy.
That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
Shout out, Robert Sapungan. Thank you.
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
Get away from her, you coward!
Pasnik sa amin. Bagal talaga. You're dead.
That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
She made it, for me.
You are unworthy of the name Gordon.
Get away from her, you coward!
The saboteurs Edward used. They ended up in this corner. That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
Thank you, Sir Mark. You know, shout out to Biohazard, Lance Book.
Gordon.
Get away from
Copy, pahinga muna, merienda muna, Biohazard. Dead. Hirap tiyempuhan na ba? Copy, RGPH. Yan oh, ganda. May background na iba-ibang kulay oh. Maganda yan pag nakapatay ilaw, no? Nice, Jack. Sana all. Wala, kay Daddy ito, simple lang. Wala pang ka ano. Hindi pala kita. Copy. Kulang mo na lang gaming PC, no? Gaming PC na lang ang kulang ni Chuck. Sana all. Lugaw with tokwa. Merienda ko ngayon, Daddy. Copy. Sarap yun, no? May tokwa at baboy, oh. Lugaw is essential.
That is exquisite. Cecilia made this.
You are unworthy of the name God.
Lalapit.
The saboteurs Edward used. They ended up in this corner.
Saan? Oh, in-examine ko na. Oh, man. Ano yung mga ghost to? Daig pa mga zombies. I see dead people. May sixth sense siya, no?
That is exquisite. Cecilia made...
You...
Get...
Examine ko na. Ano ba yun? Ano ba yung mga ghost na yan? Shoutout sa 4 million na nakis natin. Dito hindi zombie kalaban. Kalaban ko ghost.
That is scratched the word Baron into her arm. What a monster. The saboteurs Edward used. They ended up in this corner.
Saan?
Get lost!
You monster!
Who is that old woman? It takes courage to confront Edward like that.
They lied to me.
Copy, RGPH.
All of
Shit, go. Oh. Hello? Ano nangyari? Para sumanib sa kanya. Yan. Yan.
What just happened?
I could ask you the same thing. You started to talk to yourself. And then you were throwing your arms about like you were fighting something. I couldn't see what. You started bawling and the lassie came in to see what was going on. She tried to settle you, but you just went for her.
I saw an old lady. She wore a long, flowing dress. Her voice was strong, determined.
Sounds like Rosemary. She was Lady Margaret's mother.
Was Cecilia not able to have children? Did that anger Grandfather Edward?
Maybe you can see well enough too, son. Maybe you can. It wasn't her, it was her husband.
Shout out Renz de Vera.
He was
Hindi ako
the
naglalaro ng ano eh. Call of Duty,
Couldn't,
Renz de Vera kasi nahihilo si Daddy sa ano. Mga first person mode.
Yes.
Aye, well, Edward blamed Cecilia for it. For picking the wrong man for her mate.
Matanda na si Daddy kaya hindi na sanay sa mga ganun laro.
You'll be fine, laddie. You just need some fresh air. This place can get to you.
The maid could never have afforded this.
Wala, ayaw.
This is a trinket of the rich, not a servant.
Find out why Elsa was in the attic. Sarado yung attic eh.
I need to know if there's proof to what I saw. I need to know if there's proof to what I saw.
Hindi pa pwede umalis.
The secateurs should be... Here they are. How could I know? This seems awfully accurate for a forgotten memory. The crack is right there. Edward was furious. Seems like him and great-grandmother Rose didn't see eye to eye. These are... dead as dodos.
Hard to raise anything beautiful here, ever since Cecilia's gone. Trust your instincts, laddie.
Yeah, shout out kay DJ Roger Trinidad.
Are you all right?
I'm fine, thank you. I think this place is starting to get to me. I feel like the madness that runs through this family, through these walls, is starting to seep into me too.
I can help you, but you need to open up. You need to start talking to me.
You would not believe me if I told you.
Stubborn. just like your father.
I think that Edward may be responsible for the death of my Aunt Cecilia. Not directly. She drowned herself in the loch. I think that Edward drove her to it.
Old families usually have a skeleton or two in the cupboard.
Yes, but my family has a graveyard full. Whatever secret this family is hiding, it's costing lives. Cecilia, the maid, my father. We have to put a stop to this. We need to find out what happened to the maid tonight.
What is it, David?
I have to see.
David, wait! You have to start confiding in me, David. What are you seeing?
I think I'm seeing ghosts. Ghosts of those who have died here. I see my father as a child. He's trying to communicate with me.
Perhaps you visited here as a child. Maybe you're remembering stories your father told you of this place when you were young.
You see? I said you wouldn't believe me. If I'm only remembering things, how would I have known where to find a pendant? How could I have known he tried to force himself on her? Unless you think I killed her.
I don't think you killed anyone, David. And you're right. I can't explain it.
So?
So, we focus on the facts as we know them.
Go on.
You saw the maid's body. Her neck was broken. That was the work of a human, not a ghost, yes?
I suppose so, yes.
Lady Margaret knows more than she's saying, that's for sure.
Godspeed getting anything out of that old hag.
No, I know. But Eddie might be an easier option.
Yes. Yes, we need to find him. And make sure Margaret isn't there to interrupt.
I believe she's already gone to bed, but I'll check. You go find Eddie.
Well, that's clear enough.
Well, hello, my dear Elsa. Oh, Sir Edward, you look very handsome today.
Eddie?
Why, thank you. You're as beautiful as ever, my little doll. Oh, mwah, mwah.
Pres de Vera, sira kasi yung ano ko, yung computer ko. Wala rin akong cellphone dito na gagamitin para magbasa ng mga comments. So, ganito muna ginawa ko.
Eddie, can you hear me? What can you tell me about great-grandmother Rose? What did Elsa have to do? Eddie! Self-made dolls. Ugh. The stuff of nightmares.
Baliw na si Eddie. Ang kulang. Hindi pa COVID free sa US Medyo, alam mo naman kasi sa US kasi medyo matitigas din ang ulo ng mga tao dun. Pero may social distancing pa rin naman sila. Tayo okay lang tayo maging OA sa COVID-19 dito kaysa naman maraming mahawa-hawa. No, kasi wala, hindi masyadong iniinda. Dito nga lang sa Pilipinas ang may curfew ang COVID
Do I need anything from in there right now? Don't think so.
Oo, talaga nakakatakot pa rin talaga. Mas tayo magagawa, mas malapit tayo sa Asia na pinanggalingan ng COVID kaya mas maigpit sila doon. Mas maigpit pala rito.
Not like this.
Copy, no. Kailangan kasi talaga mag-move on Parang lang naman yun Nung SARS, di ba? Yung mga virus dati. Dito naman kasi sa atin karamihan talaga ngayon magkalagnat ka lang kaya nakakatakot magpapunta ng doktor magpapunta ng ospital hindi ka pa nakakapagsalita ng nararamdaman mo, COVID ka na. Come on, pati mga ibang tao takot na umubo. Baka may makarinig na umubo, yari, COVID na. Copy yan, RGPH. Shoutout sa 4 million na nakis natin na nandito. Copy, RGPH. Green light na. Ring light. Ang tinatamad. Ano la, 39 hours na lang kulang ko, RGPH. Ano na ako, 3961. Hindi pwede lumabas. Ibig sabihin, lang tayo sa loob. Hey, what's up, Moki Gaming, oh. Hindi, luma na to, Moki Gaming, tinuloy lang ni Daddy. Ito mga gameplay part 2. Yung mga nababacklog ni Daddyng laro. Si Daddy, marami nakakaligtaang mga laro minsan. Kasi iba kasi nahihilo ako eh. Pag nahihilo si Daddy, matatagalan uli laruin. Yan o, Biohazard Landsbook, oh. Kumain na siya ng lugaw na meron toko at baboy, oh. Sarap. Sarap nun. Toko at baboy. Gusto ko ng toko at baboy. Mamaya.
I don't want to bump into Margaret. Eddie will be upstairs somewhere.
Medyo marami-rami nga na-pending na laro, Moki Gaming. Yung Avengers nga eh, hindi ko pala tutuloy kasi bigla ako nahilo doon sa laro eh. Yep, dahil collection ni ni Roger, may Funko Pop, may collection pa siya ng mga comics. Yun dati gusto ko mga comics eh. Sa Pilbars dati sa Harrison Plaza pa dati. Nabot niya ba yung Pilbars doon sa Harrison Plaza? Sa mga nakaaabot ng panahong sikat na sikat ang mga comic books. Sa Philbars, sa may Harrison Plaza ang takbuhan. Oo, kaya tigil yung Avengers, di ba nilalaro ko yun, nahilo ko eh.
Quite safe, the little rabbit said to his brothers and sisters. The fox is fast asleep, so rabbits tiptoed past. But the fox was sly. He wasn't asleep at all. He opened his yellow eyes.
I've warned you before to mind your place. This will be the last time you defy me.
Oh.
The eyes of the fox, they shone with cruel
Konti
light as
lang,
he
bilang
pounced
lang
on the rabbits and
Roger
ate them
Trinidad
all
mo.
one
Pero
by
kung nasa
one.
napunta yung mga
It was only
comics,
then he went to sleep, his tummy
na
full,
binibili
his
sa
heart
Philbars,
content.
ano pa yun eh, 1990, 93, 94, mga high school pa ako nun eh. Mga ganon. Hindi ko na alam kung saan napadpad eh. Marami kasi ako mga gamit noon eh, nung kabataan ko. Kaso nawala na lahat eh. Wala kasi sa isip ko yung mga collection eh. Ngayon ko lang napag-isip-isip, mga collectibles pala sila. Iyan o. Shoutout Alvin Lasso. No late.
A secret
Walang
passage.
late. Basta importante makarating kayo kay
I won't
Daddy.
be long.
Masaya na si Daddy
I hope.
doon.
Look after Eddie.
Shoutout sa 8 Anakis natin na nandito.
Just a little further. Damn it!
That's it. Open wide. Good.
Hello, meron palang tao
That's
sa
all right,
attic.
dear. Did I tell you that John's son David has arrived? He's as bothersome as his father. Not worthy of this place. Poor Angus will never recover from the sight of John's charred remains. Selfish man.
Please. Don't.
I do not enjoy this, as you well know. But you brought it on yourself.
Grabe yung mga kuko na oh.
Your son was a good man. You should not have defied him.
Ito, grandmother niya o nanay niya?
Rosemary. Oh my God. She's barely skin and bones. How is she still alive?
I found the wooden switch. It was in the bookcase.
You scared me half to death.
Well, you will insist on wandering off without telling me where you're going, and I just managed to avoid Lady Margaret when... Jesus God!
I saw this.
In a vision?
Edward beat her with it. Used it to cripple the poor woman.
Oh my God. And he hung it there to remind her every day. Take it down.
You're sure?
Do it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rosemary, I'm David. John's son. Your great-grandson.
Here, try this. No, like
Great
this.
grandson pala siya.
Gently.
Who did this to you?
Edward. I was bad. I disobeyed.
Disobeyed? How did you disobey?
Cecilia. I tried to stop him. Stop what he was doing.
What was he doing, Rosemary?
Should not have disobeyed. Not disturb him in the old wing. Never talk back.
Rose! Rose! What did he do to Cecilia?
I don't think you'll get anything more out of her. Poor woman. Come on, Lady Rosemary. We'll get you out of here.
No!
We can get you somewhere safe.
I'm safe here, in this room. Safe from the Black Mirror.
The Black Mirror. Margaret has a lot to explain.
Yeah, shout out to Sir Mirmecca. Find out why I asked him to drink. Okay.
I think we need to have words with her ladyship.
Shoutout sa 6 million na naki si Daddy na nandito. Shoutout lahat sa inyo mga Daddy's Angels ko.
Margaret, we need to talk about...
Lady Margaret, if you please.
Never mind that. What the hell are you doing with Rosemary?
You're one to talk. You're just like your father, leaving nothing but fear and misery in your wake.
What in God's name are you talking about?
You spoke to young Eddie, did you not? Now he's convinced everyone is trying to kill him. He has taken poor Andrew hostage and is threatening his life.
Where is he?
He's taken him to the old wing, and he is armed.
I'll go. I can talk to him.
You will not. You two have caused quite enough trouble already.
We? How dare you, when you continue to worship Edward, even though he drove poor Cecilia to drown herself?
I will not allow you to...
To what? To speak the truth? To say that Edward...
He never touched her! You come here, and you...
No, you. You are the one in the wrong here. You know more than you're saying, and we both know it. There's something in this place. An evil that has plagued our family for generations. Instead of blaming others, maybe you should look closer to home for the cause of your misfortune.
You know nothing. What I did, what I do, everything is for this family. How can you possibly understand?
Please, my lady, we can discuss this later. Miss Farber, you need to speak to Master Eddie.
Take us to him.
Yan o, si my boy dyan, no? Busy sa kanyang The Last of Us 2.
This way. Have a care in the old wing. It isn't used, and for good reason. A section of wall fell into the sea some years back, and the rest is falling to ruin.
Copy. Natapos mo na ba yung ano, yung The Last of Us 2 do sa LS mo? My boy?
Over there, sir.
Eddie?
No! They're after me! All of them! Trying to kill me! No! Please help!
Eddie, look at me, Eddie, just at me. It's
Copy,
going to be
my
all
boy.
right.
Stay back here. I'll try to reason with him.
You will not. This is what I do.
Di at least sa LS mo, alam mo na gagawin mo.
Talk to me, Eddie.
Hindi na ano, hindi na blind gameplay. Playthrough na.
They all are what, Eddie?
Accusing me! They think I killed her!
The maid, you mean?
But I didn't!
Oh, she's good.
I didn't!
She's keeping him distracted.
I believe you, Eddie. I believe
She can talk him
you.
into dropping the gun. He seems too far gone for that.
What are you doing? One more step and I kill him! I said stay away!
Sabi na stay away, yan, pinatay. Kulit eh. Oh siya, hindi ko na-save pala yun ano. So maglulod uli yung kay ano, sa great grandmother niya. Copy na yun. Shoutout sa 4 million na nakis na nandito.
I think we need to have...
This way. Have a care in the old wing. It isn't used, and for good reason. A section of wall fell into the sea some years back, and the rest is falling to ruin. Over there, sir.
Eddie?
No! No! They're after me! All of them! Trying to kill me! No! Please help!
Eddie, look at me, Eddie, just at me. It's going to be all right.
Stay back here. I'll try to reason with him.
You will not. This is what I do. Eddie? Talk to me, Eddie. Tell me what's troubling you.
She's keeping
Troubling me? He is!
Sure she can
And
talk me into
David!
dropping the gun.
They all are!
He seems too far
They all
gone for
are
that.
what, Eddie?
Accusing me! They think I killed her!
The maid, you mean?
But I didn't! I didn't!
Oh, deep and wide.
I believe you,
might
Eddie.
make
I
it, but
believe
Eddie
you.
would see me. I might panic him. He can't see me from here. This might be a way across. Steady now.
Hindi ko pala na-kompleto yung key. Dapat pala na-kompleto ko yung key. Wrong move si Daddy.